Howdy folks, C Squared here. Today we're doing a tune called Blue Mountain Train, and this tune uses a fingerstyle type technique with the right hand. So I am using a thumb pick and fake fingernails. I prefer the sound with the thumb pick in particular because it gets a little more of that Chet Atkins, Merle Travis type cluck on the bass notes, but you can still do it without it. But if you want to give it a try, make sure you give yourself some time to adjust if you're not normally a thumb pick player. Because it will feel kind of weird, like a contraption of some kind at first. I felt like I had a lawn chair stuck to my thumb for probably 2 weeks when I first tried this, but if you stick with it, it'll be rewarding and it'll give you that tone that really sounds right for this type of music. I'm going to break down the phrases of the tune and just show them to you real quick, separate the bass note from the melody, and then put them together and show you phrase by phrase, and hopefully you can have some fun with it and you have something that you can play for your grandma. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, so here are the first 4 measures of the melody plus the pickup measure of the tune put together with the bass line. Okay, now that first phrase starts with leading into the A chord, the 1 chord of the key, and it's just going to be rotating the A and the E. Now there's the walk in, and then we go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the bass line for the first 4 measures plus the little pickup measure to get into it. Okay, now the melody notes that go with that is going to be C sharp and E, and then C sharp again. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then on the next measure, it's going to be F sharp on the downbeat of 1. So I'm using the index and middle, by the way, when I'm really playing this. So it's going to be... Okay, so that's... So that first melody phrase is C sharp, E, C sharp, F sharp, E, and then C sharp, and then an A. Okay, so put together with the bass line for the first 4 measures in the lead in. Okay, so now the next melody phrase starts just the same with the... and the bass line starts the same as well, so it's on A. Okay, so we just have that rotating A and E thing, but then the end of that phrase, it goes to an E7 chord, so the bass line is going to go to an E7 low E, open D, B, and open D again, and then low E, and open D, and then on the beat 3 of the 8th measure, F sharp, G sharp, that's beats 3 and 4, leading back into the A chord for measure 9. So put together that second phrase starting on measure 5 is this. Okay, so to recap the melody notes there, it's so C sharp E, C sharp, F sharp, E, and then C sharp and an open B. And so it's just like the beginning melody, except that it ends with an open B instead of an open A, or instead of an A on the 2nd fret. Okay, so then there's a little arpeggiation of G sharp, B, and E. So just a little E chord that walks up at the end of the phrase. Okay, so that all put together again for the second phrase of the tune. Okay, so now we're walking into the 3rd phrase of the tune, so we're at measure 9. Okay, so at measure 9, we're back to an A chord, the 1 chord again. So we have that same bass line again for measures 9 and 10. The melody, though, is a little different. So the melody starting on beat 2 of that ninth measure starts on an A, and then we have another A, and then C sharp, and then B, and then an A, and then D, A. Okay, so now I'm kind of getting into the next chord. But let's put that together, that first bit. So we have... Okay, so that's measures 9 and 10. Then it jumps to measure 11. It's going to be a D chord. So that regular old fingering. And this time the rotation is just between the open A and the open D. So... Okay, so that's going to be, we have that, and we have the little melody for the D, which is going to go. Okay, so. Okay, so. Now notice, now I'm using the index, middle, and ring fingers. A lot of times I'm just using these two, index and middle, but then sometimes when there's a roll up a little arpeggio pattern, I'll use first, second, and third, like on the sort of the opposite numbers of strings. So first finger, third string, second finger, second string, and the third finger, first string. So they just kind of naturally fall there, so that feels good to just roll up the arpeggio that way. Okay, so now let's take a look at the last phrase of the 16-bar form. Okay, so the last 4 bars of the tune will be the E7 and A chords again. So the E7, the shape we had before, and the A, the same shape we had before. So we're going to have 2 bars of each, and it's going to go E, D, B, D, the bass line that is, E, D, B, D, E, D, B, D. And the next 2 bars, the last 2 bars of the tune, back to the A, it's going to go A, E, 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 A, E, and then a chord at the end. Okay, so the melody there is going to go like this, going to go E, B, E, D, and then C sharp, C sharp, B, and then when it goes to the A chord, the melody note is A, and then the last bit. Okay, so if I put those together and play it real slow, it's like this. So here's the whole tune put together and played at a moderately slow speed. So check it out. Okay, a little technical note before I stop. Notice that I was muting the bass notes a lot compared to the melody notes. That helps separate it and keep things from ringing together so much. So that makes a big difference. Also, a little bit more of a push accent on the 2 and 4. Try to lay back and hit those a little bit harder. Give it that backbeat. That'll make it groove a little better. So I'd recommend you check out all the greats in this style, and you know, or at least hit some highlights, the heavy hitters like Chet Atkins, Merle Travis, more recently Doyle Dykes, and Tommy Emmanuel. So guys like that who just really have this thumb pick thing going, and get that sound in your head, and I hope you have some good luck with it, and you'll have something good to play for Grandma. So, all right, come on back and check out some more lessons in the future. I'll be here waiting for you.